This is the optional art for 3.4. I just want to run through this really quickly with you so that you can get your bonus points by posting in the gallery. And just to show you what I have a color wheel. You don't need a color wheel. You can just look at one online. I have some paper towels because I'm going to be doing some watercoloring and some paintbrushes. And I have mixed media pad that we're going to use the paper in. And I also have a printout of this painting here that I love by Albert Marquet. And I'm going to use this as reference. And I have a piece of graphite and I have a piece of the eraser. Um, this is, oh, and I have some watercolors here too. That's what I'm going to use to add color. So this is a little bit different than what Edio asked you to have. Edio asked you to have some colored pencils. I'm just going to use regular graphite. And Edio also asks you to tape your mixed media paper down, but I'm not going to do that either. And that is completely up to you. You can make an imaginary landscape or you can use the landscape that they ask you to use in Edio. It's up to you. I just want you to use an image that you love. So if you love the view out your bedroom window, use that view. Use whatever view you want. If you have an image that from a vacation that you took or anything like that, please use something that you absolutely love because that will inspire you to enjoy the project, which is enjoying the project is way more important to me um, than using the materials that there are supplied. Okay, so here I have my mixed media pad and I'm just going to open up to a fresh page. I got a bunch of projects in here. So let me just find the last one. Here we go. So I'm going to work in my mixed media pad. I'm not even going to rip the sheet out because I like to keep all of my artwork in one place. So I'm going to quickly sketch. I'm going to sketch in kind of the image of this landscape onto my mixed media paper at using my chunky graphite. And and so I'm going to pause the video so that I don't bore you watching me draw. Okay. Okay, so I have the landscape loosely sketched in. You can see it's kind of similar. Um, I'm not gonna even try to do a perfect job because that's not what modern art is about. Modern art is about abstraction. So, you know, we ditch the idea of details. But to add color, which I'm going to start doing now, we're first going to lay down the complementary colors. So for instance, the sky here is like orange pinkish color, right? So to find the complementary color, you just find your color and then you look on the opposite side of the wheel. So this would be, oops, this would be kind of like the area where the pinkish oranges would come into the color wheel. So straight across would be these like teal green colors. So the teal green colors are what I'm going to paint in the entire sky. So I'm just going to lay down some teal up here in the sky, right? And then these colors here are more like on the green side, like gray green. So the opposite of like the green would then be like these orange colors. So those are kind of like washes that I'm going to put in this background area. Again, the road is kind of like this pinky gray color. It's reflected down from the sky. So I'm just going to work all over putting in the complementary colors. Now, these areas are a little very, very dark, but they're very kind of green dark. So again, I'm just going to go like dark greens would be over here. So I'm just going to put in some reds that are dark. And and so basically my watercolor drawing is going to be the complementary colors of everything you see here. And when we go to do the second part of this next class, we're going to add the real color in pastels on top of the complementary colors. And what happens is a hint of the complementary colors will kind of bleed through and it'll create this energy in the painting. This is basically what is called an underpainting, and the fauves really love to do the underpainting because it brought in so much color into their paintings. Okay, so I'm going to pause and put in all those complementary colors now. Okay, so I only have a little bit more to put in for my underpainting. So I'm just going to do the water is kind of like this pink, very pinky coral color. So if I again check with my color wheel, a pinky coral color would be, in the blue teal kind of spectrum. So I'm just going to put down a little bit of like a bluish green all through here. Just kind of lightly put that in. I'm going to wash it all over the whole thing. So I just want you to see kind of like how quickly I'm working. I'm being just very kind of like energetic in the way that I put down the color, and I'm not worrying whatsoever at all about any sense of detail, none whatsoever. So, you're just kind of moving your paintbrush back and forth. So the last bit that I have to do is just this background scenery. And that is also kind of like a greenish gray, right? So if I'm thinking about doing a greenish gray, here are my greens. Across the color wheel would be these like purple magentas. So what I'm going to do to get that is I'm going to lay down a little bit of blue, and then I don't actually have like a purpley color. So I'm just going to lay down a little bit of blue, and then I'm going to put some red on top of it because that will give us our purple, like a little bit of a lavender. And again, just blocking in the color quickly, not worried at all. So I think I've been working on this for less than 10 minutes, I would say. So just, you know, don't go crazy, don't go worrying, just block it in. Give yourself something to work with because next time, we'll really come into it and make it a little neater. So I'm going to stop there. So basically what I have is an underpainting of this painting that shows basically the complementary colors, very vibrant. All right, that's it. Let it dry and we will work on this optional art project the next time that we're together for 3.5.